The call and the arrival. Reggie and Lamar are just arriving at the party. They get out of the car and are surprisingly in an affluent neighborhood. The houses are separated by 100 yards apart. So there is a necessary capability of privacy. They expect Diamond to lead them to a raggedy-looking hole in the wall. To the men's surprise, the neighborhood is flush with prosperity. Reggie and Lamar feel the community is impressive and feel that the mansion is extraordinary. The women going into the club are decked out. Strangely, many of the women and men have tattoos with a capitalized letter Y. All the women with the letter Y have all kinds of fake items and cosmetic surgery. The breasts were all double D's and the asses are popping right out of their pants. Reggie had seen enough ladies with ass shots to understand which one had them and which ones did not. Lamar was also looking at the waist of the women and was able to notice that they had liposuction. Lamar and Reggie smiles. For the woman to be able to get this much quality cosmetic surgery, they have to be pulling in some serious bread, thinks Reggie. Reggie and Lamar receive a pat down from some big black bodyguards at the front. One of the bodyguards was patting them down way too hard. Of course, the bodyguard is Slim. Slim can feel the natural confidence coming from Reggie and Lamar. There is a natural pride that he can perceive in them, which upsets Slim. It has something to do with the way they walk, also. Slim sees the way the girls with the fake asses are flirting with Lamar and Reggie. These girls have brought in men all the time, so that Slim can perceive their open attraction for them. Slim figures that he is going to teach them a lesson and show the niggas that they weren't shit but niggas. Slim grabs all over Lamar and touches and pulls all around his groin area aggressively, juggling Lamar's balls and seems to be enjoying himself too much. Lamar pulls back.
Hey man, I don't roll that way. Get off my nuts, nigga,
says Lamar. Reggie looks at the other guards.
What the fuck is this shit, man? I own a club and my security ain't some bitch ass nigga that's molesters.
Slim does not like how Reggie shows him up with his words and is eager to enact violence upon both him and Lamar. Slim clenches his fist with his mace at his side, ready to spray. Diamond laughs.
Leave them alone, Slim. These are my guys.
Diamond is the big earner for the Yitra, so Slim knows he needs to follow her directions. Slim promptly let go of Lamar.
I'm sorry, Diamond.
Slim let the man go by and feels a tinge of anger and embarrassment of what transpires, but feels at ease knowing the likelihood of their eventual outcome. Every person in the club have to turn in their cell phones, and their cell phones have name tags put on them. Lamar gets anxious about this prospect, thinking to himself that some freaky shit is about to go down for sure. The men walk into the big house and the sights they see overwhelm them. There are small pools all over the house, and there are hot tubs all over. Vegetation is interwoven all through the house. There is a big staircase at the front of the house, made of solid silver. The banisters and balcony are made of solid gold. There is a large chandelier that has a magnificent blue reflection. From what Reggie can tell, the entire chandelier is made of diamonds and gold. All the walls are made of marble. There are all kinds of lovely and exotic women dancing all over the room, loaded with cosmetic surgery. The music is playing, but the volume is at a moderate level so conversations can occur. There's Ace of Spades champagne baskets everywhere. The people are pouring Cristal everywhere, and Johnny Walker Blue Label is being served complimentary. Reggie makes a 360-degree turn.
How the hell they making a profit in this motherfucker?
Lamar's eyes go wide and large, and he chuckles.
Yo, this place is tight. This is some lifestyle, little rich and famous type shit. I'm just waiting for that England motherfucker to come out talking.
Lamar looks toward the left side of the first floor and sees a buffet full of lobsters and Wagyu steaks, Alma caviar and Italian truffles. Reggie looks at the buffet.
Wow, I gotta see if I can partner up with these people, possibly become part of their franchise or expansion plan,
he said with strategic reasoning. Lamar observes the doors being locked at the front of the entrance. Lamar finds it strange. The men sit down and notice the music getting louder and the crowd getting crunk. The girls are doing all kinds of gymnastic moves on the poles. Lamar is impressed. Showers of 20s and $100 bills are raining everywhere. The hot tubs and pools are full of $100 bills. Women are giving lap dances inside the pools and grinding on the men. The vibe is steadily getting raunchy, tacky, and trashy. Reggie notices a variety of lovely women interwoven within the crowd and intently watch the men that are spending money on the strippers. Reggie is used to women going to the strip clubs to get male attention, but these women are different. Their eyeballs are reckless in the way some of them seem to stare down some of the men. Reggie notices how regular women in the mansion are looking at him. Lamar notices also.
I ain't never seen a woman choose this hard. I mean, they ain't even hiding it.
Says Lamar. Reggie expects the dancers to look at men and stare to see if they can generate lap dances, but not the casual female observers in the crowd. This is rather unusual. Also, the dancers are fingering themselves and playing with their vaginas to entice the men. The girls are kissing each other and grabbing each other's breasts and asses. The men in the crowd are enjoying themselves. Diamond grabs a voluptuous girl's breast and sucks on it. All the women follow suit and begin to suck on each other's breast. The women that are interwoven within the crowd come out of their chair and begin to fondle and grab at the men in their chairs. Reggie has been in the stripping business for a while and has rarely seen casual female observers behave so aggressively and sexually towards general men in the crowd at a strip club. One of the women boldly pulls down the zipper of a man's pants and begins to fondle and jerk on the man's penis repeatedly. The man whose penis she had in her hand looks shocked. The woman proceeds to get on her knees and sucks on the man's penis and starts bobbing her head aggressively. The other males and females with the Y logos on their body cheer wildly. The man receiving the blowjob comes hard and the woman's mouth shaking vigorously. All the general men in the mansion go crazy, wondering if they will have a chance to be next. Reggie and Lamar look at each other and both silently say, "What the fuck?" to each other. Lamar notices two women pointing at the top of the stairs.
Looks like they're ready to discuss business.
Diamond is ecstatic.
I knew you would choose them. I just knew it.
Says Diamond. Tears of joy stream down her face. Reggie feels a real weird vibe. There are a lot of things going on that do not add up. Reggie's instincts tell him that he should grab Lamar and get out of there. He glances at the locked door to see the massive bodyguards. Another thought comes to his head, telling him to relax and that he is paranoid. Diamond gleefully extends her hands. Both of the men accept and proceed behind Diamond, unknowingly of what to expect. Diamond takes them up the stairway into a room that oversaw the primary activity of the house downstairs. They can see everything downstairs. The view is spectacular. June Van Quinver walks in. Lamar's eyebrows went up. Damn, these some beautiful bitches, he thought. Reggie focuses and is ready to discuss business. Diamond locks the door to the room.
I would like to watch your faces as it happens. Is that okay?
Juniper and Quinver nod their heads up and down. Lamar looks down onto the main activity room.
See what happened.
Suddenly, a bunch of women in the main activity room morphs out of their clothes, turning into Yitras. Reggie and Lamar look down at the action below in horror. Black men are being raped by the alien beings all through the activity room. The Yitras rip the clothes off many of the black men. In some cases, the earners, composed of black females and black males, physically hold some of the men down and let the Yitras enact sexual domination. The Yeaters attach their suckers upon the men and are elated upon the wonderful feeling of the melanin. The earners point at their wide tattoos and branding and laugh and cheer the Yeaters on. The earners are ecstatic at being able to take part in the oppression of the black men. Even though the earners did not have the capability or power to dominate and consume the men in the way the Yeaters are able, the earners feel validation for being able to have a part in the black man's annihilation. Reggie looks down to see Slim laughing and cheering and popping fives with the other guards. Lamar figures the only call of action available is to attack, but Quinver and Juniver made quick work of Reggie and Lamar. Reggie and Lamar take swings and attempt to punch both Quinver and Juniver, but it is to no avail. Juniver and Quinver wrap the men in an elastic restraint and hang them from the ceiling. The whole scene is similar to that of a spider snatching prey and saving it for later. Juniver tells Quinver that they need to head down to the induction ceremony for the new recruits. The doors are shut. Lisa arrives 20 minutes later to find the luxury and decadence of cars outside the house to her amazement. There are nothing but luxury cars, high-priced SUVs, and a couple of Bentleys, Rolls Royces, Aston Martins, and Maseratis. The house was a large, luxurious mansion. The text message on Lisa's phone instructs her to go to the back of the house. Trevor and the Vice unit are parked 2 blocks away. Trevor and his crew are waiting and watching the outside of the house. Trevor is shocked by all the luxury cars. Trevor looks outside and thinks he is in the wrong line of business. By what Trevor sees, it appears to him that organ trafficking pays well. Trevor and his crew sit inside the truck, anxious to make some arrest. This is the type of case Trevor joined the police department for. There is no gray area in cases such as these. The van had the aroma of stale donuts. Crumbs from stakeouts have made their toll. The van is rarely cleaned out. The men are anxious for action. Taking down a party with this much pizzazz has a lot of excitement. Tamisha takes Lisa to the girls' lounge. Keisha is waiting in an all-white dress. Keisha is the definition of the material girl. Everything she has on is top-notch from weave to toe. Juniver walks in an exotic and stunning red dress. Juniver and her other sisters are all being stylized by Keisha personally now. She brings the Yeaters fashion magazines, and the Yeaters create clothes from the elemental machines. Everything they wear is exquisite, bold, and distinguished. Lisa notices how many of the women come from another room, walking down the corridor. Some of them are sweaty from twerking and hop in the showers to clean up. The locker room is impeccable. The showers are pristine, and there are top-line hair amenities everywhere. The most expensive perfumes were on the counter. The top-line Chanel perfumes and Clyde Christian were available for consumption. Lisa watches how the women spray and indulge with the perfumes. The earners spray it liberally like it was Axe body spray. There are a few staff members providing massages to the women. A luxurious sauna is back there. Also, there are staff members giving manicures and pedicures. There is a new shipment, top-line hairspray, ranging from DKNY to Louboutins. The earners are treating the general staff members like they are human garbage. They yell at them as children and disparage their livelihood. They made fun of their income and ridicule them for the tasks they have to perform. Lisa finds it ironic how brand new these earning women are. Most of these women come from impoverished and lower working class homes. Lisa thinks the earners have become elitists and only respect those who have power and leverage over them. Anyone with a lower income status is an inferior being and should be treated accordingly, especially if they are fellow blacks. Juniver walks towards the center of the room and grasps everyone in the room's attention.
Ladies, when you look in your locker today, you will find all the essential goodies that have grown accustomed to, and the cash to boot. For the top 10 producers, I have a special treat.
Juniver feels that it would be good for the ladies to have lockers. She believes it would be conducive to a working environment, and she wants to enforce an aggressive philosophy and make sport of the woman hunting men.
Follow me, please.
The ladies and Lisa walk out and all follow Juniver out to the garage. There are decorations and ribbons on the car. There's a huge banner hanging over the cars welcoming the women to the world of the Wise Society. Lisa observes the black marble floors that are shining from the bright white lights. As the girls enter the large garage, they watch the array of splendid, expensive cars. Cars sit on the shiny black floors and looks as if they were just polished and sparkled new. Juniver announces each of her top 10 earners, one by one, and hands them keys, saving Keisha for last. The women are full of glee and emotion. The ones that receive the cars begin to cry and are taking selfies next to the cars. Selfie, when a person takes a picture of themselves, generally with a cell phone. They cry and thank Juniver and Quinver for all they have done for them. One of the girls describes how she was lost before she was indoctrinated into the Wise Society. The girl is thankful and humble when addressing Juniver and Quinver and proceeds to hug them while wiping away her tears. They all clap at seeing Juniver and Quinver hug the girl. Lisa can tell that they are in awe of Juniver and Quinver. They embrace the poor, weak, confident girl. It seems to send a signal to all the earning women that they appreciate them and love them. Women feel special and enjoy the acknowledgement they receive for procuring the black man. These earners are eager for confirmation. Women were not used to having positive recognition from anyone while they grew up. In their teenage years, they learned that sexual attention is a pathway for general care and acknowledgement with men. Having a bad attitude, being disrespectful, demeaning oneself, and demeaning other blacks is also another way to achieve attention in the black community. The earners are older. They still enjoy sexual attention, but they are aware that it did not give them significant acceptance in the dominant society. They come to believe and feel that money and material items are the only way to get general acknowledgement, and large amounts are vital. The women need the money to buy material items, and the cars are perfect because they can use it to display their value. The cars are exceptional, so therefore they are exceptional also. The cars are filled with the finest bags and shoes imaginable, and $1 million in cash for each of her top 10. The other women clap in unison. Lisa hears one of the girls disparaging about being close to being in the top 10. If I had only gotten a couple of more niggas, says one of the girls disappointedly. The earners are in their cars, crying, and their faces are covered in tears. The women are overjoyed with emotion. Juniper hugs one of them as they leave their new cars and walk back towards the group and looks at all the ladies in the room.
Remember, ladies, what we give, no matter how great the abundance, can always be taken away. But as long as you are loyal to our cause, you will live a long life of happiness.
The group of black women continues to clap and cheer. Juniper holds Keisha's hand.
I understand we have new recruits.
Keisha smiles.
It is time for the induction ceremony.
Keisha calls Slim on the radio. Keisha tells the group that Slim is making the preparations. Lisa finds the whole scene to be insane. What is going on seems to be more than a scheme or plot to take people's organs. Their communion and ceremony seem to be more of a resemblance to a cult. The girls are admiring their bags and other items they are given. The girls that are on the lower rank are admiring the pieces the top earners have. They are eager and motivated to get into the elite circle. Slim then comes in with 5 guys locked in chains. These men are in bad shape and look as if they have been beaten and abused. The chained men's whole demeanor is of broken men. Their heads were held down in shame, and they were begging to be let free. Slim walks in with pride and feels a sense of purpose and superiority as he keeps the chains of the black men bound. The chains are linked on the men's hands and feet, and a metal collar is wrapped around their necks for ultimate control. Slim pulls and yanks on the chains as if he is dealing with dogs. Slim pulls the chain so hard the men trip and falls into one another. The earners laugh in unison. Slim smirks and yells obscenities at the men.
Get up, you worthless niggas. Can't you niggas do anything right?
The men try to gather themselves and stand to attention. Juniper observes the men.
I hate wasting things, but I guess you have to break some eggs to make an omelet.
The men had red ball gags in their mouths. The saliva, spit, and drool is coming down from their mouths. Lisa feels that they must have been like this for hours. Keisha smiled.
Some of you may be asking who these men are. Well, I'll tell you. These men are the baby daddies of the current members of this group. These dusty-ass, trifling niggas have provided their usefulness by turning over their seeds. So now, it's time to take out the trash.
Lisa's trying to hide her astonishment. This whole scene is something she cannot imagine. And Lisa concludes that the initiation involves some form of deprecation for the men, but she hopes that level of it is not extreme. The zone where these women are going is a level she is not ready for. One by one, Keisha calls up the new inductees. The first inductee takes the handgun from Keisha, attached with a silencer on top of it. There are catcalls.
Hurry up already before the police get him first. He got warrants, girl.
Keisha candidly asked.
What he got warrants for?
Child support. I got all this nigga's money while he has some, but he owes a lot.
Girl, wasn't his ass broke when you first met him?
Yeah, but so what? That nigga has some good, strong black dick.
The woman broke out into laughter. The new inductee, Kimber, takes the gun and holds it in her hand. Lisa feels astonishment and she temporarily freezes. Lisa hopes the gun is in use as a ploy or tool of the ceremony. She looks at Tamisha's baby daddy firmly. The man's name is Tyrone, and he sounds like terror striking through his whole body. Tyrone moves his head back and forth when he observes the gun in Kimber's hands. Tears roll down Tyrone's face and drop onto his shirt. Kimber calmly places the gun to Tyrone's head and squeezes the trigger. It is a soft sound as the bullet explodes out the back of Tyrone's head, splattering, leaving blood on the wall behind it. A sharp, bloody hole is now implanted in Tyrone's head. The blood from the hole drips down Tyrone's face and the back of his head. The blood slowly recedes down the wall until it can stretch no farther. One by one, the women are called up by Keisha to complete their assignment. 4 men are now awaiting execution. Lisa imagines the next 4 men in a pile of their bodies stacked on top of each other. All of them are having holes starting from their forehead, exiting out the back of their head. The brain tissue protrudes out the back of their heads and rolls down their necks. It reminds Lisa of her childhood and being raised in a butcher shop. It is the same sight as ground beef churning downwards. Lisa is thinking of a way out of this scene. There seems to be no way out. And another woman is called up and her team of people is not supposed to come in for an hour and 15 minutes. Lisa has a code she lives by, to look out for the black people as a whole and as a group and provide them the best opportunities to succeed. Lisa figures that all of the niggas in the garage are off code. There's no way Lisa can allow another brother to die. She decides to take her stand now and is willing to die for her code and beliefs. Lisa pulls out her gun that is taped inside of her leg under her skirt. Lisa points the gun at Keisha.
Put the damn gun down. You're under arrest.
Keisha places the gun on the floor and rises up and starts laughing obnoxiously.
You truly have no idea of the shit you're in, do you?
She continues to giggle.
You must think we just some regular niggas like you. We is different. We are new niggas, protected by the wise society.
Says Keisha acidly. Lisa has no idea of what Keisha is talking about. She decides that the best plan of action would be to escort the group outside so her team can make a large series of arrests. Juniper and Quinter think the whole scene is comedy and will be a good opportunity to show strength and will help consecrate the faith that the members of the Wise Society have in the Yitra. Juniper walks towards Lisa. Lisa quickly points the gun at Juniper.
Now, you're under arrest.
Lisa then starts giving the group their Miranda rights. Lisa tells the group to open up the garage and proceeds to walk outside. Juniper starts smiling and starts walking towards Lisa confidently. Lisa looks at Juniper.
All right, bitch, you were warned.
Lisa shoots Juniper in the leg. Juniper grabs at her leg in pain and holds the wound with her hand. Junver then keeps smiling and removes her hand off the wound. Junver's body is pushing the bullet out of the wound slowly. The blood that is coming out is blue and begins to glide down her athletic leg. Lisa is in a state of perplex and then fires shots to her chest. Lisa's heart is thumping hard. Why is this bitch not dropping to the ground? There is no body armor that Lisa can observe that is absorbing the impact of the bullets. Lisa wonders what is keeping this bitch up. Junver grabs the gun out of Lisa's hand and holds Lisa in the air by her neck.
Now, we know who you are. Now it's time for me to show you who I am.
Junver instructs the female earners to tie her up. Junver continues the ceremony and makes it a point to give the earners toys and trinkets and high levels of cash. But there is never too much given that allows them to leave and start their own businesses. None of the girls and earners are supposed to have their own businesses. Doing so can be punishable by death. Keisha tells Junver that since Lisa is conducting an undercover operation, there may be some other cops around. Junver sends some of her sisters to look for some possible police in the area. Keisha and other members of the Y Society drag Lisa through the main room following Junver. To Lisa's horror, she observes monsters straddling and raping black men all through the main room. It is a mega orgy of monsters having their way with black men. They are using them in whatever way they please. The men's hair is straightening and their skin tone is fading. The main room is decadent. Diamond notices Lisa and points at her.
I know her,
says Diamond. Diamond decides to follow. Keisha and the other members of the Y Society finally drop Lisa in the room upstairs. The entire wall is customized. Large HD TV. The picture and the definition are extremely high. The hair on the people's faces seem to be poking out the TV screen. One of the Yitra places Lisa into a large, soft black chair and ties her up. Lisa then looks up at the ceiling, and to her horror, Reggie and Lamar are wrapped in a strange adhesive while hanging from the roof. That adhesive is blue. Junver then pulls them down and lays them on the ground. Lisa calls out,
Reggie, Lamar, let them go.
Keisha and Junver smile.
You actually know them? That's even better.
Diamond interrupts.
Yes, that is her boyfriend, and the other one is her brother.
Junver and Quinver remove the blue adhesive on the men. Junver and Quinver then rip down the men's pants and underwear. The women's bodies then begin morphing into their natural form. Lisa observes the Yitra's body and is fearful about their intent. Junver's vibrant orange skin seems to glow and is contrasted by her dark blue lips and vividly blue eyes. Junver's hair is long and blue. Quinver morphs as well and is extremely extravagant as Junver. Quinver has red and blue skin and has long white hair and white pupil eyes. Their bodies were athletic and voluptuous at the same time. The men are punching and kicking to no avail. Junver looks back at Keisha with a broad smile filled with sharp predatory teeth.
We prefer it when there's a struggle.
Keisha laughs hysterically. Lisa can see the sucker in the hands of the woman. Junver and Quinn then placed their hands on the necks of the men and held the men's hands together with one hand. Lisa can see a wavy motion pulse through the Yitra's arm and go through their hands into the men's neck. The men were now fully erect. The woman didn't sit on top of them. Lisa struggles with restraints.
Get the fuck off my man and my brother, you bitches.
Diamond is laughing.
Reggie always bragged about you and how you was educated and different, but look at you now. You're just another helpless nigga.
Diamond cannot stand Lisa. She finds Lisa to be arrogant. Reggie and Lamar are attractive men that will satisfy her masters. But Diamond seeks them out because of Lisa. Diamond wants to bring misery to Lisa's life. Diamond tried to proposition Reggie with sex a few years ago, but Reggie balked at her advances. Even though Reggie was dating Lisa, Diamond still wants some form of vengeance for his rejection. Today, Diamond is getting her retribution, and Diamond can see the despair and utter hopelessness flowing through Lisa's body. Diamond decides to add more salt to the wound. Diamond grabs Lisa's top and rips it off, exposing Lisa's firm, round breast.
I've always wanted to play with your titties.
Diamond starts fondling Lisa's breast and sucks on them to Lisa's disgust. Juniver and Quinver are now grinding on the men, hard and more than satisfied. Each woman switch partners back and forth, alternating turns upon Reggie and Lamar. The Yitra women changed their sexual positions at a whim, going from cowgirl to reverse cowgirl. Lisa bear witness to the moans and multiple climaxes of the aliens and cries, while noticing the melanin leaving their bodies. Lisa realizes that the men are going to die if they lose all the melanin. The other men died from going into cardiac arrest. Apparently the substance that the women inject into the men with their hands to make them erect kills them after all the melanin has been excised from their bodies. Lisa notices Keisha and the other earners watching and enjoying the show. They are even cheering the aliens on. The earners are enjoying the humiliation Lisa has to endure from the Yitra. Lisa keeps trying to move and her chair falls to the side. Lisa is on the ground now and lays her head down and turns away. Tamisha, Diamond, and Keisha then walk over to Lisa as she lay on the floor and pick her up so she can view the action.
Oh, you ain't gonna miss this, bitch. This is gonna be a great happy ending,
says Tamisha. Lisa has a side view of the sex and is able to see the fear and gloom on her boyfriend's and brother's face. Tears stream down Lisa's face. Lisa loses control and closes her eyes so she doesn't have to watch. Diamond walks behind Lisa and grabs her face, opening her eyelids. The earners continue to chastise Lisa, turning her into a cuckold. Lisa is aware that they have made her a cuckold and vows vengeance if she is able to escape.
I will kill all of you bitches, every last one of you.
The Yitras have never put someone in this situation before but are enjoying it greatly. Juniver is reveling in the thought that she is dominating everyone in the room. The earners are proxies for attaining black men, and she is manipulating all of them with goodies and nigga trinkets. The manipulation is working so well that the earners are enjoying the humiliation of a member of their human species. Furthermore, someone within the same construct of race. Juniver enjoys how she can separate the people who are considered to be classified within the same group on this planet. This very scene is indicative to Juniver of just how well her Yitra society is forming and refining. Juniver has been on this planet for less than a year, and here she is, copulating with a mating partner, relative of an inhabitant on this planet that is forced to watch her by her cohabitants of the world Earth. This planet is ripe for the taking, and this breed of people are ripe for breaking and wielding. Lisa observes the Yitra's faces. There is noticeable glee, release, and a sense of fulfillment. The Yitra's breast is bouncing up and down, and the moans of pleasure send chills down Lisa's spine. The actual show is not the men that are losing their skin tone through sexual humiliation, but that Lisa is helpless, and that everyone in the room enjoys watching her helplessness and her breaking. They are breaking Lisa, conditioning her to become one of them or face death if she is too stubborn. She is only going to have two options, thus the nature of a traumatic, terroristic experience. Either to reject it fully and become an outright enemy of it, or to embrace it and become an ally for the terrorists. Reggie and her brother are completely white and their hair is long and straight. The melanin is out of their eyes, revealing it to be gray and blue. Diamond smiles brightly. Tamisha walks behind Lisa and grabs her breast hard from behind, squeezing her nipples.
Aren't these perfect?
Quinver gazes at Lisa's body.
She's magnificent. I think I need to have a taste.
Juniver laughs.
Ooh, wait for me.
Lisa doesn't want to give anyone in the room the satisfaction of her crying or showing fear, but this is a dreadful situation. She has just watched the most important men in her life be demeaned, sexually dominated, humiliated, and killed right in front of her eyes. Lisa is hoping for a quick death and refuses to plead for her life. Tamisha notices Lisa's display of pride and refuses to let it go unpunished.
So you a hardcore bitch, huh?
Tamisha proceeds to slap Lisa across the face. Quinver goes to the side of Lisa and places her lips on her breast, then slowly moves her mouth to her areola. Her long tongue comes out to lick both nipples simultaneously. Quinver places her right hand on Lisa's shoulder and attaches her sucker. Lisa is unsure at how her disgust turns to lust. She becomes unbelievably wet, which causes severe worry to her. She does not want to give the impression she's enjoying anything and is feeling shame. Junver knelt on her knees and smiles, exposing her sharp teeth. Junver unravels her long tongue, which hangs at least 8 inches below her chin. Junver starts licking the lips of her vagina, inching closer to her clitoris. After a while, Junver licks on Lisa's clitoris, slowly wrapping her tongue around it, licking it back and forth. Junver spells the ABCs, does zigzags, altering the arrangement and rhythm of the strokes of her tongue. Junver observes that she is sending Lisa in a frenzy. Junver makes it a point to make eye contact with Lisa, smiling while she is tonguing her clitoris. Junver sucks on her clit while licking with her large tongue. Lisa tries to prevent her body from coming, but it is a struggle. Lisa tries to take her mind from the encounter, imagining herself at her house with her family. Unfortunately, it does not work to her avail. The stimulation from Quinver licking her breast and Junver sucking on her vagina is becoming too much. Junver removes her mouth from Lisa's clitoris and inserts her tongue inside of Lisa's vagina. Junver stretches her mouth so she can suck on her clit while tonguing her vagina with her 8-inch tongue. Diamond and Tamisha sit back and watch and start feeling a growing twinge of jealousy at the attention Lisa is receiving from the two Yitra leaders. The stimulation is too much. Lisa tries to clench her muscles to prevent herself from coming, but it is too late. Lisa comes hard, squirting all over Junver's mouth and face. Junver greedily licks it up and off her face. Junver instructs Quinver to stop taking melanin.
We're going to keep this one.
There is something very different about Lisa that separates her from the earners. Uncompromising dignity among black people is not something that Junver encounters. Junver is used to seeing blacks try to fit into society at all cost, try to attain wealth at all cost, seek for approval, seek for adoration, strive for the appearance of legitimacy by those in power, and seek simple gratification. None of these things that can be of use for control are ingrained in Lisa's profile. Junver wants to study why and find out if there is a way her pride can be exploited. All the earners in the room disagree with Junver and want Junver to kill Lisa, but none of them can work up the courage to disagree openly. Diamond knows this means that the Yitras intend to break Lisa and to use her for her melanin in the future, or as a high-level earner, or even worse, a liaison for sophisticated operations. Diamond and the other earners do not want the competition from someone that has been favored by the Yitra, and hope they intend to keep her strictly for melanin usage.